What's cracking, Underdog fam? Look, man, we're going to talk about New Year's goals to set and not to set. All right, every single year, you get that new year, new me thing, and everybody's feeling it right, and that's cool and that's great. But man, how many people never follow through with their New Year's resolutions? I'll wait. Exactly, man. We're going to talk about, man, how to actually accomplish these goals that you set out to do in the beginning of the year and how to follow through, because most people have a commitment problem and a follow-through problem, and they don't finish what they started. And if you want to do that and you want to get next level, then this episode is for you. Let's go. What's cracking, Underdog fam? Welcome back to another episode. My name is Zach Babcock. I'm here to help you dominate everything, rewrite the story, become an alpha underdog. Oh yeah, let's go, man. Hey, look, I'm fired up. We got the new studio cracking. I'm about to show you some New Year goals to set and not to set, all right? Don't fall in the trap. We're not going to do that New Year, new me, never get it done BS, all right? We're going to finish what the hell we started, man. Before we get into it today, man, I'm super excited. Got the studio rocking and rolling. It took longer than initially planned, expected, thought of, and hoped for, but we made it happen, baby, and we're rocking and rolling. I'm going to throw the paint on this sucker soon. If you're watching this video, you already know what's up. If you're just listening to the podcast, you can go check it out on YouTube or on any platform that I'm on, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. There's going to be content out there. You see this brown background? We're going to be getting rid of that soon. Putting all black, murder it out, baby. It's going to look dope, and then we're going to put the underdog touch to it. I'm fired up. Super excited, man. Feeling the energy. And yes, we just had Thanksgiving the other day, man. I hope your Thanksgiving was excellent, man. I hope you really took the time to unwind it and spend it with the ones that matter the most. So many years, man, I would try and get in extra work during the holidays or whatnot. And nothing wrong with getting extra work done, but not at the expense of the ones that need us the most. At least that's how I view it. Super glad that I made that shift and that change. I had an excellent Thanksgiving. Man, we started off by I taught my boys how to change a flat tire because we had a flat tire, and it was awesome, and it made it really memorable, and it brought us closer together. So I'm super excited and grateful for that. Let's get into it today, though, because this is the time of year. I don't know about you, but after Thanksgiving, like this is like the time of year where I finish the year out strong, but I also begin to think about next year and what it is that we're gonna really focus on it and take to the next level. So I go through this whole little process, and I'm gonna share with you my process and what I feel like is good goals to set that are actually gonna be able to be accomplished instead of just making some bullshit resolution that you don't follow through on. We're gonna go through that. So let's start off with just some good goals to set. So, some people don't know like what types of goals to set in the first place. All right. So for me, you could do whatever suits you. But for me, prioritizing health is first and foremost. I notice that when I take care of my body and treat it good, it treats me good and I can perform better. So prioritizing health, like your mental health, your eating habits, your sleeping habits, your exercising habits, making specific concrete goals in those areas of what you're going to do and focus on. So if you have the goal of, getting a six pack, that could be a goal, but what's your actual plan, the goal that you're going to do to hit it? See, people make goals and they don't actually make a plan. We need to make a plan. So if we want to get a six pack, then what are the specific actions that you have control over that you need to take to make it happen? Because it's cool to say, yeah, I want to get a six pack. Okay, cool. Everybody wants a six pack. Most people don't have one. So what's the specific actions that you're going to take, the plan that you're going to do to reach those goals? Health definitely is a great place to start. Personal growth, all right? Man, dude, that could be learning a new skill. It could be developing healthy habits or, even tweaking and revamping or upgrading your current self-care routines. But what kind of personal growth can you do? And break it down. What's the plan to reach that personal growth? Say you want to be more outgoing and caring towards others. Well, then what are specific things that you can do to do that? That's what we got to think of in terms of these. All right. Another goal that I like to set, or a type of category that I like to set, would be to build stronger relationships. You always, everything we do in life, we are social creatures. All right. We're social animals, and we rely on other people. Period. Whether you want to say that you don't or not, we all do. Okay. And so building stronger and healthier relationships is always going to serve us in the long run. And so you could set out goals to, build stronger relationships with your loved ones or with your current team members, or to even go out and build new relationships with people that you've been wanting to, but maybe have been scared to, or maybe have just been putting off, or whatever that is. Set that goal, and then what are the concrete actions that you can take to put yourself in that position to accomplish it. Another goal I like to look at is what are some new experiences that you can do this year? Like different places you can travel, specific like a different concert that you've never been to before, or activity or whatnot. New experiences. What are those? Mark them down, and put out concrete actions to actually achieve those. Financial goals, all right? Like saving money, budgeting, investing, paying off debt. All of these things, right? Like what specific financial goals are you trying to achieve this year? And break it down to what you specifically have control over. All right, so those are like types of goals that you could set, right? But let's get down to something that's actually going to be more impactful and more helpful for you to actually achieve these goals. So number one, man, you got to be specific. You could follow like I think it's called the SMART goals. I think it's like specific, measurable, actionable, I don't know, realistic, and something, and timely, and what time. That's a good little framework to follow. And you can apply that same framework to your goals as you're setting them. You got to be specific. You can't say, oh, this year I'm going to be healthy. Okay, what the fuck does healthy mean? All right, specifically, what does healthy mean? Because healthy can be a different definition to many different people, okay? You got to define it clearly and specifically what healthy means. Eating a specific diet, or not eating specific foods, or getting a certain amount of sleep and exercise. Like, be specific, the exact things that you have control over, and mark them down as that plan to get into it. Another key thing here, this one's important, all right? Really important. You can't make goals that you don't have control over, all right? You can't say, this year I'm going to be a millionaire. Okay, you have control over the actions that you can take that will get the result of being a millionaire, but you can't magically, or you can't just make $1 million appear in your bank account. You got to do the actions that are going to get you to there. So instead of saying, I'm going to become a millionaire this year, mark down how many sales calls a day you're going to make every single day, and what vendors or what partnerships that you're going to reach out to expand the business, to grow the revenue. You get what I'm saying? Like, what specific actions can you take that are going to make you a millionaire? And you got to get very clear and concise about that. And that, my friend, are some New Year's goals to set, and how to actually do them. All right. Worst thing you could do is another thing that you could do is try to cram too many. Like, I'm speaking from experience here, man. Goal setting is, I love doing it. I know a lot of entrepreneurs do. Very goal driven individual, very driven. One of my faults is that I am extremely driven to where I will cram too many goals in and try to do too much, and then feel like a failure when I don't get them done. Guys, don't do that. Don't do that, man. All right. It's better to set, 3 to 5 realistic goals that you can achieve each day than to cram 27 and only get done 13 and feel like a failure. You know what I mean? When you got all that progress done. So less is more. Here's the last gem that I found through my own experience is, we will set down, and part of cramming all these goals is we're cramming all these goals that aren't even going to get us to where we need to go. They're just busy goals. They're just goals that just have you do busy work. And that's not the way to go either. Prioritize your goals. Like, write down a list of goals of the things that you want to do, and then prioritize them in order of importance of which is going to be the most impactful to get you from point A to point B, which is point B is the goal of where you're trying to go. And then you prioritize and you focus on the most impact-driven goals that are going to get you to that point, instead of doing all this nonsense busy work, man. Dude, I had to do that out of necessity when I cut my hours down from 16 to 20 hours excuse me, got that wrong. When I cut my hours down from 6 to 7 or 5 to 6 days a week, working 16 to 18 hours a day, down to 16 to 20 hours a week. And I had to do that. I had to quit cramming all these goals in there and just really get good at prioritizing what's the most important thing that's going to get me to there. And whenever you develop that skill, then you're going to start doing more and more impactful work and less like craziness, like just like grinding it out, doing all these things to try and achieve a specific result. And really you're running yourself in the mud the whole time because you're never taking time to rest properly. Yeah, these are some of my best tips as far as goal setting goes from what I've learned through my experience of goal setting. And I hope they help you during this holiday season. I hope you take this time to really reflect on this past year, finish it strong, and really create your life and your future and the vision that you want it. Man, if you're not already on the Underdog Empowerment newsletter, man, we're throwing down some fire right there, man. I got some crazy shit going down. You'll want to check that out. Dude, what most people sell their courses for, $1,000 courses, I'm giving that shit away in my newsletter. Free access to my courses, all that stuff. It's at underdogempowerment.com/subscribe. If you're all in on building a dominant personal brand and becoming the best version of yourself possible, that is the newsletter for you. And you'll want to subscribe to it at underdogempowerment.com/subscribe. Make sure you guys are checking out the videos on YouTube, Underdog Empowerment. It's got a YouTube channel. Go subscribe there. We're putting the full video up there. And last but not least, guys, one of the main things that keeps people from building their personal brand or putting themselves out there and achieving their dreams is that they're afraid of how they're going to be perceived from other people. And so that fear is so big, so much so that they put off recording content, putting themselves out there because they don't want to be judged poorly and looked down upon by others or exiled from the tribe, was what the real initial fear is going to. I just want to say this, man. I get that. I understand that. I went through that same exact shit when I came out of prison and didn't want to tell people that I went to prison because I, wanted entrepreneurs and business owners to accept me. And I thought if I told them I went to prison that I wouldn't. Long story. And dude, I created a fictitious character named Chaz D-Bag. He has a TikTok and Instagram and a YouTube. It's Chaz D-Bag, ChazDebag. I had to throw a little head roll with it when I say it. Chaz D-Bag created a fictitious character, man, and the dude is picking up steam. All I do, it's like a funny guru type that has a super egotistical. He's always one-upping someone or better than you, and trying to sell you his shit. And it's real funny. It's a good teaching lesson and comedy at the same time to entertain people. But dude, look, check it out. I built a fictitious character that's starting to pick up steam on all these channels. My point being here is that if I can make Chaz D-Bag an internet sensation, which is where he's heading to, you can launch your personal brand, all right? You can get yourself out there and build your brand too. And it's not as hard as you think. And if you're needing help, dude, I'd love to help you out with that. We got the Alpha Dog Pound for that reason, alphadogpound.com. Check that out. Reach out to me and subscribe to the newsletter, underdogempowerment.com. Shoot me an email. I respond. Hit me up. Until then, I'm going to catch you guys on the next episode. Until then, much love. Peace. Hey, thank you for tuning in to the Underdog Empowerment Podcast right here on YouTube. If you're an alpha business owner and investor building a dominant brand, make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss none of this heat that we put out here every single week right here on YouTube. Until then, I'm going to catch you on the next one. Peace. This is Underdog Empowerment. My name is Zachary Babcock.